guys, this is Valentine Lister. Welcome to my channel. I am super excited today because I'm going to do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which is start up my weekly forecasting again. I was kind of thrown off a little bit by the events of the past year and a half, having my kids home. It's all crazy. Well, they're back in school today. As of now. So I actually have some peace and quiet to be able to reflect more on the transits, the things happening in astrology, and I'm going to pair that in with tarot. So this is an astrology and tarot forecast for the week ahead, and that's for Sunday, September 12th through Saturday, September 18th. All right, so the first transit I want to mention going into the week is on September 13th, we have a first quarter moon, okay? And that can mean like we're feeling a little bit prickly because it usually means we're fighting or facing some type of conflict, or we need to meet some type of conflict, something that we might have been avoiding but we need to deal with. The moon forces us to deal with that kind of thing when it is the first quarter moon, whether we want to or not. And we have the sun in Virgo, and then we have the moon in Sagittarius for that first quarter moon. So that strikes me as like this conflict between like practical, logical action and being rebellious. Like there's this need to rebel and go our own way and go our own truth. But Virgo is all about like we need to pay attention to the details and plan things out and not be so over the top, and really think about like the impact this is going to have long term, really plan things out, and really think about like our resources and things. And Sagittarius is like, no, I just want to go out and play and have fun and not think about tomorrow. So we're meeting some type of conflict there, and maybe some type of like, you know, Sagittarius can be super feisty and like nobody's going to tell me what to do, I'm free, I'm whatever. And Virgo can be a little bit like in that sense of like just get over yourself, and like you don't have to like be so like, I don't know, in our faces. So I'm just going to pull a card to see on Monday like what type of energy we're dealing with this first quarter moon, what that conflict might actually mean for us. And this is for Monday, September 13th. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. So this conflict might relate to wanting a sense of like being able to control our environment, but a lot of people in our network or ourselves, it could be yourself as well, but people around you are gonna have a difficult time in some way. And so this conflict may mean with other people having to manage their emotions and the things that are coming up for them, and trying to cheer people up, and really having to do a lot of listening and a lot of like soothing of emotions. And so that conflict might be happening around you, where people just want to be able to assert themselves and be free, but they're thinking about like the day-to-day realities of like having to take care of themselves, like their job, families, school, things along those lines, and just feeling this pull between, you know, I have obligations, I have to think about like my day-to-day life and really plan things out, but I'm just so tired and I just want to be free, and I just like don't want to feel so restricted anymore. Okay, and then on, let's see, this is Tuesday, September 14th, where we have Sun opposition Neptune. So that can mean that could possibly mean feeling super disillusioned about life and the actions you know, and the way life has been going, and maybe what you've been doing in life. It could be like seeing a like shiny object and wanting to escape in some way for your life, or like moving towards some type of ideal, like a shiny object. So Neptune, I kind of think of as like the sirens, right, in the Greek myths, like where you get pulled toward them, but then you get you crash into rocks. Or a better thing would be like if you're in the desert and you see a mirage, right? You see this like a beautiful image, like, you know, you're in the desert and you see like this beautiful island with all this water, but you move towards it and it's not really there. Or maybe like with Neptune also, you see something scary ahead of you, but it's not really there. So the caution is to not take any actions, not take any decisive actions on Tuesday, September 14th, because you may not get a clear picture. Now, you can enjoy like being in your happy world and thinking about what you want and what life really means to you, but the caution is like taking any action, especially because Mars is going to ingress into Libra. And it's in its detriment also in Libra, because Mars is like, let's take decisive action. I want what I want. Let's take what's mine. Let me assert myself. If I want to fight for something, I'm going to fight. And Libra is like, okay, well, is there like a diplomatic way to deal with things? Like Libra likes to make things nice, smooth things over, see everybody's side. So if you want to assert yourself, it's pretty hard to assert yourself while you're also weighing like two options and really considering everyone else's opinion. And that's why Mars is in detriment. And so because Mars is about to ingress into Libra on September 14th, so it's about to move into Libra. The problem with that is that I feel like on Tuesday, we're going to feel like extra pressured to make an action or to do something on that Tuesday, but we're not going to really have a clear picture of what we want to do. And like there is like a real, I feel like what's coming up is this real energy of possibly being scammed or signing up for something or doing something where we're going to find out like it wasn't what we thought it was. So there's a caution on Tuesday between taking any decisive action. Just chill out that day. Don't make any decisions. And you're going to be tempted to. These energies overtake us, where we think like, yes, we have to do this today. But I'm telling you, don't. Please remember my words. So let me see, I'm going to pull a card. Like there's this energy of, we have the Four of Cups reversed. So there's like this energy of like, we feel like we don't have enough. And like we want to access more, or we feel like we're not being fulfilled emotionally and like want to reach out to grab more in some way. And, I don't know, this could lead to things that are not super, super great for us. So don't make decisions based on thinking that, or not seeing what you have in your life. Like this is a day where with the Four of Cups reversed, we may not be seeing or appreciating the things that we have in our life and in our environment and home. And we're not feeling the gratitude. And so we're making these actions to change it, to get this more ideal version of our life and feeling like pressured. And maybe even pressure to make a financial investment, because Mars is in Virgo. So it's like resources, like this, taking action to like gain resources, or to have that picture of the perfect happy family, right? Because that's in the last decan of Virgo. And it's like, or maybe, taking some financial action or some action in your environment, or practical action in some way. So money, resources, I don't know, food, could be anything, maybe school, or investing in a program, or making an investment somehow, where we have this vision of being in this like happy family, or having this dream life that we want, not seeing like the good fortune that we already have. And again, it may not turn out the way we want. It's like this scamming energy, or being pulled into something that's really not good for us. Again, like think of the sirens pulling you towards the rocks, or the mirage like pulling you towards like this vision of like this happy family and this beauty, but it's not really there. So take the time to dream. You can write out what you're thinking. You can daydream that day. Do not decide or take action on that day, please. Okay, and then the next transit I want to bring up is Thursday, September 16th. We have Sun trine Pluto, and the moon that day is going to conjunct Saturn and like in Capricorn and Aquarius, and we're still in that first quarter moon phase, which is this very like conflict energy, like wanting to just like jump out of our skin is the energy, and feeling like really emotional and just wanting to do something. I feel like the conflict is more related to that type of energy. That day with Sun trine Pluto, it may be a harsh day, like finding out harsh, unpleasant truths, because this is really related to earthy energy. Like the Sun is in Virgo, Pluto in Capricorn, and just learning like unpleasant things about money, resources, leaders, structure, traditions, even family or some type of tradition, finding unpleasant or harsh truth that are forcing changes in our lives, like because Pluto is trining Sun, and Sun can also mean leaders and leadership or people in authority or fathers. And so I'm getting this thing with the Sun or with, the Moon conjunct Saturn, that it's like people in power having the upper hands on Thursday, September 16th. And so, you know, it might be this feeling of feeling like really restricted as far as resources or things you're able to do in your environment, like physically, like not emotionally, but physically. So I'm going to pull a card for the Sun trine Pluto and seeing how this is working out. I'm still fighting my footing on how to do these readings, but I find like pulling the cards with the transits really does give you some insight into it. And then I'm also going to pull some cards to see more, you know, more so some advice, because this one came out. Because the tarot versus astrology, like astrology tells us the energy, and tarot gives us some pretty solid advice on what to do. So Sun trine Pluto, we have the High Priestess reversed, and the High Priestess is all about mystery and all about not really being able to see the outcomes. And yeah, with the Sun trine Pluto, it's going to be this day where we're feeling pretty dark about the things that are hidden. I feel like this is the energy of like things are coming up for us, things that are hidden, but we're not liking it. And we want to be done with it. We want to end ends like this, like the things, you know, because a lot of it is like we are having restrictions and things forced on us, whether they're for our benefit or not. And feeling really tired of it, and feeling like we don't have any power, and feeling like a little bit of crisis by that, and feeling like, no, okay, what I'm getting is also feeling like this energy of things being underhanded by the people in charge or people leading us, maybe even people in the media. I'm thinking, you know, it's like we get so much information about, I don't know, I feel like a lot of it is related to the media, because like, you know, when I talk to people like face to face, or maybe it's social media even, when I talk to people face to face, things aren't so bad. Like I'm able to connect to people in person and be able to really come to a conclusion of being on the same page, whether I completely agree or not about what's happening. But when it comes to like the media and looking at what's going on in our environment and, you know, the government and things, you know, or people in charge, could even be like school leadership, like people leading our schools or our jobs or our bosses, and feeling like we're not happy about the way that we're doing things. And there may be some things coming to light on Thursday, September 16th, which we're not super pumped about. And then even more so on that Friday, this is the last major transit I wanted to mention that I'm seeing for the week, is we have Venus square Saturn, and Saturn is still pretty close to the moon there. I hope that's right on this thing. Yeah, I mean, the moon is still in Aquarius in Saturn sign, so pretty restricted. And again, I'm Hellenistic traditional astrology, so I go by like the traditional rulers. And so again, like just feeling restriction in things we find pleasurable, and being forced to let go of things we enjoy and love to do, and really having this element of emotional. But with the Venus in Scorpio square Saturn in Aquarius, it's like we might not want to feel so emotional, might want to be able to move past that, but we still may be feeling emotional about that. And really, like, the energy of this week is like just feeling disenchanted, emotional, wanting to like break out of things we're going through, and we might have to like support people around us. So let me pull a card for this last transit, and then I'm going to pull some advice for being able to get through this energy. So this Venus square Saturn energy, what is that about? Okay, yeah, it's about justice. It's about fairness. The Venus square Saturn, and this wanting to find justice, wanting to look up to our leaders and make sure that they are leading us well, people in power. So again, it could be like the government, but it could be your boss, people at school, people in charge, like fathers, bosses, people in authority, again, leaders, things like that, governors, like things along those lines. And just really, like, this is like so clear, really feeling restricted by the government in some way. And like, all of us want to be over it. And there's so many opinions about, whether like it's necessary or not. Some people feel really strongly that it's necessary. Some people don't. And that's where we get this conflict. And then the justice system comes in, right, and tries to manage all of our expectations, all of our needs, right, in our society. And so, this could be good or bad. This justice is coming out upright. So hopefully we'll be feeling like, with this Venus square Saturn, there's some justice coming in, but it is a square. It is still, there's a lot of energy of conflict coming in this week. So we may feel like justice is not being served. So I want to get a little more clarity from this week on how you can handle it, what you can do. So just going to pull a card. I just want to summarize the energy for this week because I feel like I talk and talk and talk, and I want to just have like some clarity, some like if we had to summarize the energy of this week so that we know what we're dealing with. I thought it was going to be really bad. I think there's some elements that are good, but okay. So summarizing the energy of this week. We have the Two of Wands, okay? And so the energy of this week is definitely very Mars-like. We're dealing with conflict, but in the Two of Wands, this is Mars in Aries. So it's Mars where it needs to be. There's going to be a lot of like maybe harsh energy imposed on us, on like people who want things to happen in a certain way, like having this energy of wanting to dominate, wanting things the way we want them. And so, yeah, I think that's like the summary of it, wanting things the way we want them and trying to take action to dominate our world, to have some empowerment in our worlds, like wanting to have some power. I think that's like definitely the energy of this week. The problem is everybody wants power over environment, and we can't always decide together what that's going to be. And so it's going to be a difficult energy, even if Mars is in its own wheelhouse, like in this Two of Wands. And it can get what it wants. It doesn't mean it's pleasant. There's a lot of destruction that Mars leaves in its wake. And Mars was considered a malefic. It was considered a bad guy in astrology, like in the past, like traditionally, because it leaves a lot of hurt, leaves a lot of destruction. If you went to war, it could mean death, leaving your family. And so like this week though is about tearing things down, in a way potentially where we can build ourselves back up and have some power. This week is about like trying to feel empowered in some way and having a conflict with being able to feel empowered and to really like, yeah, I don't know, like feel like life isn't just like you're just being pulled along and it's like, what the heck is going on? All right, so I'm going to pull a card for, I just want some advice on the week for how we can deal with like this Mars-like energy, like a lot of conflict in the world coming up, and trying to really make sense of it. So Spirit, what is the advice that we have for dealing with this energy? Okay. So we have the Lovers reversed. We have the Lovers reversed. And like from this card is interesting. So we have the, first of all, it's a major arcana card. So this speaks to like there are a lot of changes coming up, and you know, the Lovers upright, it's about like beauty and harmony, and this week we're having a lot of like that, like we're having, this is not a harmonious week where we're just going to feel like everything is running smoothly. Like there is a lot of conflict energy in this week. Okay, and so with the Lovers reversed, sometimes it's that conflict comes up and things come up to like kind of destroy like what we want to happen so that it can come to a place of harmony. Because when I think of harmony, I think of everything has to adjust. Like I had put away the Justice card that I had here, but with the Justice card, right, or Justice, we have the scales, right? So like I think of like justice as harmony because it's related to Libra. And in order to get like the scales balanced, you have to like put a little bit on this side, put a little bit on this side, put a little bit on this side, a little bit of this side, you know, in order to be able to create balance and harmony. And so a lot of times with creating harmony and being able to find like this beautiful mix of everything's working, we have to go a little this way, go a little that way. And right now, again, like our society is in this big time of transition in moving towards creating a world that we want. But that means having to mess things up, to change things, rile up that Mars energy. We have a lot of that Mars energy where we're destroying things. And so there's a lot of destruction going on. And so the advice is remember that destruction is necessary in order to create something that's beautiful and harmonious, and something that is going to make us feel like right with the world, like being able to connect with people, being able to have in a loving way, being able to love each other, and having a world and having a society that we really believe in and have hope in. Destruction has to come through before that. And then the image that I'm getting coming through my mind is like when you renovate a house. So we could think of our society or our lives or ourselves as a house. And when we want to renovate it and improve it, you have to destroy the house. Like you have to take the house down, right? And not in a chaotic way. This is not Mars energy in a chaotic way, right? But you have to take some of the structures down strategically, thinking that Sun in Virgo. You take it down strategically so that you can build it back up to have this beautiful new house that looks amazing, that has all of the things you want. So just remembering that, like when we want that beautiful house, that beautiful life, beautiful society, beautiful self that we want, destruction comes before that, so that we can build back better. And I'm going to pull some cards for outcomes. And I kind of like what's the outcome if we listen to that advice? And like, what's not? Okay. So anyway, what's the outcome for this week? Okay. I really, really like this. We have the Six of Cups reversed, and I'm really loving this. I just had a video that's coming out. I don't know if it's coming out before or after this video. I think after, but the Six of Cups is all about finding the beauty in life. Yeah, okay. This is just such a beautiful message coming through. The Six of Cups is all about finding the beauty in life because it's temporary, and really embracing the present moment, good or bad. And so when the Six of Cups comes out reversed, it does mean that we have to deal with some difficult things. We are dealing with like destruction, and even if that destruction is for the best, in you know, being able to create a society that we love and feel empowered and all those good things, even if we're creating something that we want, that destruction is hard to deal with. And so the Six of Cups speaks to that, in that, you know, we want to change something that's broken, right? And we find in our society it's really lacking. People feeling hopeless, people feeling like there's no sense of support for them, feeling like there's injustice. And so those things are difficult, but we're going to do something about it, and we're going to face the conflict. And again, bringing in this Two of Wands. Two of Wands is all about facing this conflict. And so, you know, the final outcome is that we are going to face conflicts this week, but we're going to be glad that we did. And so again, it's even like this advice is, I feel like also bringing back the advice is to face the conflict, embrace it, and be in that moment. Even if what comes up this week is difficult and hard, it's important to deal with it and face it. And now, like I said on Tuesday, you don't have to take action, but we have to be present with it. We have to go deep into our spiritual practices, meditation, right? Meditation, journaling, using our cards, looking at the transits, finding some way to center and ground ourselves. It could be with like herbal practices, you know, earth magic type practices, whatever it is that you do, making sure to center and ground yourself and be present, especially like mindfulness, mindful and aware of what's happening, telling yourself you can handle it, listening to your intuition as to what you need to do to move forward. And, you know, and again, just being mindful and aware, but really being present with it and the difficult things you have to do. And if you have to deal with difficult emotions or difficult things coming up, realize that these are things that are necessary to happen for the future and for creating that better world and better environment. But also to find the beauty now in what's happening, finding beauty in the conflict, finding beauty in the destruction, finding the beauty and power of those moments. I think of like a thunderstorm or a tornado, right? Like I've never seen a tornado in person, but I like to watch like the Weather Channel. And of course I see thunderstorms and different things. And I love to watch thunderstorms, right? I love to watch the beauty and the power of nature, right? And so we are nature. Human beings are nature. Our thoughts, our emotions are all nature. And just reveling in the beauty of what it means to be alive, to be human, to feel that destruction within ourselves, to feel this conflict, to feel the waves of this up and down, and to know that we are alive. And so I think I'm going to end there. I think that's a nice, beautiful place to stop. And really, I think just this week, it's all about, you know, really realizing that these things that are happening are necessary, and it's part of life, to embrace it and really just, you know, appreciate life. Thank you guys so much for this first weekly reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know how this week works out, if I was on target or if I was completely off. Like, come tell me. I want to know either way. So excited. Also, if you have not grabbed the free tarot and astrology cheat sheet, I know sometimes I mention in the card, like this is Mars and Aries, or this is this or that, or this decan. I have a free resource up for you where it's all written out. You can find that in the description below underneath the timestamps. And again, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified to get more videos like this. Like I said, I want this weekly reading to be a weekly thing every week, to be able to connect with you guys. And I'm also going through, right now, I'm teaching tarot cards. I'll be teaching more, you know, videos about astrology, spirituality as well. Yeah, I love you guys so much. And my thoughts and my love for you is there supporting you this week. Take care. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.